In 1980, Liberia, Africa's oldest republic, witnessed a turning point. For more than a century, political power had rested in the hands of the Americo-Liberian elite, descendants of freed American slaves. But on April 12th, that order collapsed. A young master sergeant, just 28 years old, stormed the executive mansion. His name, Samuel Kanyon Doe. Born on May 6, 1951, in the small village of Tucson, Grand Gede County, Samuel Doe grew up far removed from power. He finished elementary school, attended a Baptist junior high, and at 18 enlisted in the armed forces of Liberia. Like many indigenous Liberians, Doe harbored resentment toward the Americo-Liberians, descendants of freed slaves who founded Liberia in 1822 and monopolized political and economic power. Quiet, ambitious, and disciplined, Doe rose through the army ranks. By 1979, he was a master sergeant and a man preparing for history. On April 12, 1980, Doe led a group of soldiers in a violent coup. President William Tolbert was assassinated inside the executive mansion. 13 of his ministers were paraded naked through the streets of Monrovia and publicly executed by firing squad on a beach. Hundreds of officials fled, others were jailed. For many ordinary Liberians, Samuel Doe was hailed as a hero. For the first time, power shifted into the hands of the indigenous people. Doe assumed the rank of general and formed the People's Redemption Council. He released opposition leaders jailed under Tolbert, spoke of justice and equality, and suspended the old constitution. But governing proved harder than seizing power. Liberia's economy faltered, corruption spread, and Doe's government, inexperienced and paranoid, began to rule through fear. Alleged coup plots led to secret trials, imprisonments, and executions. Citizens lived in panic. During the Cold War, Liberia became a strategic ally of the United States. Doe severed ties with the Soviet Union, shut down Libya's mission, and granted the U.S. military expanded staging rights. In return, Washington funneled millions in aid, propping up a government that was increasingly repressive at home. In 1982, Doe even styled himself as Dr. Doe after receiving an honorary doctorate in South Korea. To the West, he was a loyal friend. To Liberians, he was growing into a dictator. In 1984, a new constitution was approved, and in October 1985, Samuel Doe held elections. Officially, he won 51% of the vote, just enough to avoid a runoff. But the elections were fraudulent. Foreign observers suggested the true winner was Jackson Doe of the Liberian Action Party. Soon after, Doe's former ally, General Thomas Kwiwonkpa, attempted a coup. The attempt failed. Kwiwonkpa was brutally killed and his body mutilated. From then on, Doe's rule grew harsher. He silenced newspapers, banned opposition, and deepened ethnic divisions, favoring his Kron people while alienating others. In December 1989, Charles Taylor, a former Doe official who had escaped prison in the U.S., invaded Liberia with his rebel army, the NPFL. The country exploded into civil war. Communities once united now split along ethnic lines. By mid-1990, most of Liberia was under rebel control. Samuel Doe's power crumbled. On September 9, 1990, Doe sought refuge at the Eco-Mog peacekeeping base in Monrovia, but there, fate awaited him. He was captured by Prince Johnson, a former ally turned rival. Cameras rolled as Liberia and the world watched a sitting president tortured, humiliated, and reduced to a prisoner of war. Days later, Samuel Doe was dead. His body, mutilated and desecrated, was paraded through Monrovia. The horror was broadcast for all to see. The death of Samuel Doe did not bring peace. Instead, Liberia descended deeper into darkness. Charles Taylor would rise to power, dragging the nation through years of bloodshed. Samuel Doe's story is one of hope betrayed, a man who rose as a liberator, but fell as a tyrant. His rise revealed Liberia's hunger for justice. His fall revealed the dangers of power without principle. Today, Liberia still bears the scars, and Samuel Doe remains a reminder that true leadership is not seized by force, but built on trust, unity, and accountability. This was the rise and fall of Samuel Kanyon Doe.